everything. Angel says, "Dear child, just moments ago, a man asked the third party for something. And no, it wasn't money, everything. Not a favor, not help of any kind. What he asked for was darker, unexpected, deeply disturbing, everything. Because he asked for her nudes, not just any pictures, but the ones that expose everything, everything. And who this man is will shake your heart to its core. So tell me, who is this desperate man, everything? And did she really give him what he asked for, everything? Because here is what's truly shocking. She did give him the pictures. She gave them for pleasure, for desire, everything, for lust. Not knowing what he is planning to do next with them, everything. So if he didn't ask for them for pleasure, why did he ask at all, everything? And what is he about to destroy using those pictures? Everything will be revealed in this message. Now, let's begin, everything. Dear child, yes, it is true. Because just moments ago a man asked for something that grabbed attention, everything. Not human attention, but heaven's attention. Because what he asked for was not a favor. And it was not help, everything. And it was not kindness of any kind. Instead, it was pictures. Exposing pictures. Pictures that reveal everything, everything. And no, dear child, he did not ask them from someone random. And he did not ask them from someone unknown, everything. He asked them from the third party, everything. The very woman who was responsible for spoiling everything between you and your special person. Yes, dear child, everything. That is why heaven paused. Because this request was not innocent. And it was not accidental, everything. He asked without hesitation. And he asked without fear. It was as if he was confident. And sure, and deeply convinced, everything. Because he already knew in his heart that he would get those pictures, everything. And that confidence is what makes this so disturbing, everything. Because people only ask boldly when they believe the answer is already yes. And who this man is will truly shock you, everything. Because he is not who you imagined. And he is not who you suspected. And he is not someone you thought of, everything. Not even in your wildest dreams. So, who was he? And did he really get those pictures? Is what I'm reveling next, everything. So, if you are ready to know the full truth, and if you are ready to hear what heaven has seen, everything, then give me your next 6 minutes. Now, dear child, let us begin, everything. Like this video and type, Amen. If you're ready to hear what heaven has seen, everything. Angel says, Dear child, before I reveal who he truly was, and before I uncover everything else, everything, there is something urgent I must tell you first. Something shocking, and something deeply disturbing. Yes, dear child, everything. Because I know what you might be thinking right now. You may be thinking that the third party refused him everything, or that she blocked him, or that she reacted with anger after seeing what he was asking for. But you are wrong, everything. Dear child. Because nothing like that happened. Instead, she gave him exactly what he was asking for, everything. And she gave it willingly. And she gave it consciously. Yes, dear child, there was no pressure. And there was no fear, everything. And there was no hesitation. Because she chose to send them. Yes, dear child, she gave them for pleasure, for desire, everything, for lust, but not for what he is planning to do next with them, everything. Because if she had known his real intention, then she would never have sent those pictures. Never. But now, everything. Dear child, she already has. And now, that person already has them. And this is where regret begins, everything. Because some actions cannot be taken back, and some choices cannot be undone. And once something leaves your hands, everything, control is lost. Yes, dear child, this is where the third party will regret sending him those pictures. But why, everything? If he didn't ask for them for pleasure, then why did he ask it all, everything? And what is he about to destroy using those pictures? And who is he? Because his identity will shock you, everything, and his purpose will disturb you. So if you are ready to know the final truth, then give me your final 2 minutes, everything. Now, dear child, let us begin. Like this video and type 1 Evan if you're ready to hear the final truth. Angel says, everything. Dear child, the reason he asked for those pictures was not pleasure, and it was not lust, everything, and it was not desire of the flesh, because this was something else, something calculated, something planned, everything, something carefully executed. Yes, dear child, he asked for those pictures because he plans to use them as a weapon, everything. A weapon to blackmail, and a weapon to extort, and a weapon to control her for whatever he wants, everything. And this is why my voice sounds heavy today, everything. Because what looks like desire on the surface is actually danger underneath. And you will not believe who this man is, everything. Because he is not random to the third party. And he is not a stranger passing by, everything. Because why would she send something so private, so exposed, so vulnerable? To a random person, she wouldn't, everything. And that is the truth. Instead, dear child, he is someone she met just a few weeks ago, everything. Someone who entered her life pretending to love her. Someone who wrapped her heart in fake affection, everything. And blinded her eyes from seeing his real face and his real intentions. Yes, dear child, he trapped her slowly, everything. With sweet words, with attention, with promises, until she trusted him. And trust became her weakness, everything. But listen to me now. This is not accidental. And this is not unfair. Because this is her karma, everything. Because the universe remembers everything. It remembers every life she ruined, and every heart she played with. And now, everything, the dear child, the same web she once spun for others, has been spun for her. Because karma does not rush, everything, but it never forgets. And now, it is her time, and heaven is allowing balance. not out of cruelty, but out of justice, everything. And to make sure that everything she did wrong, to others and to you, is finally answered, everything. That is why I am calling you now, because I want you protected. Join me in the upcoming prayer, a prayer for balance, everything. Come join me in this prayer, like this video and type yes before joining me in the upcoming protection prayer, everything. Today's protection prayer, repeat after me. O Father above, you saw it unfold, a whispered request, reckless and cold, everything. Not gold, not help, not mercy or grace, but stolen desire meant to deface. He asked for the images, hidden and bare, everything. Secrets once guarded, offered in air. She sent them in blindness, wrapped in deceit, everything. Unknowing those pixels would sharpen his teeth. I thought it was lust, a moment of sin, everything. But you pulled the veil, showed what lay within. Not pleasure he wanted, not fire or flame, but leverage, control, everything, and the power of shame. You showed me his plot, deliberate, tight, blackmail as weapon, darkness as light, everything. A stranger in name, yet close in disguise. Fake love as a net before truth could rise, everything. Justice remembers the harm she once spun, the hearts she dismantled, the battles she won. Now karma arrives, everything. Precise and awake, returning each tear she caused others to break. So I stand with you, unshaken, made whole, everything. Protected by truth you carve in my soul. What was meant to destroy, you turn into sight. I walk unafraid, everything, held firm in your light. Amen. Like this video and type 555 to claim this protection prayer.